Greetings on this 23rd of December. So, just as promised, we're gonna go through it. I know I said morning, but I've been busy. So, let's just jump right into it. The head of the German pharma company behind the leading coronavirus said Tuesday that he was confident it would work against a contagious new mutation of the virus that is spreading rapidly in the UK. BioNTech. 70% more transmissible, has 9 mutation. Okay. Well, as I see it, right? As I see it, with this vaccine thing, it's funny that the mutant strain came about the same week that they started sticking people. I'm gonna say sticking because it's literally what they were doing. You know what I mean? Army stuff, right? Sticking people with some next level of placebo, right? Which is fucking up the immune system even worse. And it's basically making the influenza and pneumonia a lot more dangerous than it could have been. Do you know what I mean? So they're playing around with mutations at the moment. But they won't tell you that. Do you know what I mean? They're just gonna stick it on there as headlines, that it's a mutant virus. Do you know what I'm saying? But they won't tell you how it came about. You know what I mean? We touching the end of 2020 and it's still talking about investigating the Wuhan lab. You know what I mean? That thing there should have been done from March. You know what I'm saying? But anyway. Right, let's carry on. Yeah, the other thing that I wanted to talk about as well, to touch on, was the number 6. Number 6 is appearing everywhere. Literally everywhere. And there's a reason for it. They've been gathering census and information on us for centuries. Talking just about our own era. Let's just say a century of information, right? From nursery, from birth, all the way to your death. All these things are categorized, and numbers are put in place. Do you understand what I mean? That's why now when you're watching what is supposed to be an adult show, right? Just to get into your mind, they will play some kiddie music behind it, but you never clock it because you've been pre-programmed throughout your childhood all the way to your adulthood. Do you know what I'm saying? That it wasn't, how can I say, that it wasn't dangerous. Do you know what I'm saying? They portrayed it that way, but lo and behold, that you're desensitizing yourself, you're dehumanizing yourself, which is why now they put in this this transgender thing on a pedestal, and we're gonna keep seeing the number 6 appearing because it's part of the end times. You know what I mean? We can't escape it. We can't escape the fact of it. But yeah, we're just gonna keep carrying on. Yeah. The other thing I wanted to touch on as well is pay attention to the headlines, You know, the colors and the backgrounds, what he says in the background, the small prints. You know, I know it's like you're gonna become paranoid, but it's not paranoid. It's becoming aware. You know what I'm saying, and understanding their tricks. So it becomes basically powerless to you. Do you understand what I mean? It becomes actually funny when you think about the amount of effort that they put into, you know, into culling your logic as a human being. That's a divine logic, you know. You're born with it. Generations of your DNA as information, you know. And they're trying to you know to play with that. You know what I'm saying? There's been documentaries aired out, you know, about this how they planning on isolating the human spirit. You know, it's funny like how when CERN started, the LHC started, they were talking about the God complex and the God particle and all them things there, and then they just turn the flame off, like, you know, they just die down the story like they do with everything else. They leave it in little drips, leave you wondering, and then they just hit you with a blockbuster and you wipe everything away. You know what I'm saying? But that's just your 5% of your mind that's happened to you. You know, there is a positive, and the positive is that 95% of your mind is subconscious. That's what's retained it. And if you learn the power of how to go in there and, you know, just like a computer, and search for the file and bring it back down, you'll get it. Do you know what I mean? You know, the film Limitless is funny. They made a film out of it. You know, but imagine if it was a pill. Imagine if there was a pill that make you lose your other 95%. You know? It never occurred to you how come the pharaohs, you know, built the pyramids. Up until now, they're still coming up with theories. You know? But how about we were 100% human being as it was intended to be? You know, with a divine purpose. Do you understand what I mean? With 100% of our mind state. You understand? We had the power to materialize things. Do you know what I'm saying? Talk to giants, make them do things for us. You understand? I mean, it's documented all throughout your Greek historians. Do you know what I mean? However you want to mask it or hide the fact, but you can't escape it. You can never escape it. You understand? Because, like I said, 2020 turned out to be a revelation year. But more so ever, deception. Hella deceptions. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, this was my first draft. This is the first episode. You know, we've only gone for like 8 minutes. I still gotta go out and get some night footage with the drone. I'm loving this little device, man. DJI, thank you. And yeah, so like I said, just pay attention, you know, to the headline, because, you know, there's schools for this. There is schools for this now. There's courses now for this. Do you know what I mean? That teaches you what kind of music, background music you should put into your, you know, to make it more appealing to such and such. You know what I'm saying? All of this is being used against you. You dig what I'm saying? But we share the same technology. The only problem is we've been hidden from the fact of how to use the full potential of it. The full potential of it. Do you know what I'm saying? Many people have, you know what I'm saying, but it's only a small minority at the moment.
For the market, and that was it.
Here's the thing, I have never been
Understand what I'm
to
saying?
take away food where they've sat me down and handed me a pint. And I have taken
You know?
away plenty food.
I know. Like, I know. I just
That's just the way that it is.
We all have access
can't
to
escape the
smartphones.
fact.
So where I know that we've moved from tier 3
You know?
to tier 4, takes very
So yeah,
little
just
effort
pay attention.
to pop it into Google,
Just pay
tier 4
attention
restrictions.
to
Because of the size
You
of
know,
the party, and then,
what,
no, the size
how
of
the
the party,
cameraman
the
is
lack of
moving
engagement
around.
from people here,
you know,
you were
because
gonna
he's being
probably
told to
end
do
up
it that
with
way.
up to a £10,000
Because there's a
fine.
purpose in him
Okay.
moving that way. You know, so like look in the background, you know, for example, you know, like they might be talking about coronavirus. and then like that's it, just for example, yeah, just for example,
Need to wait there.
say coronavirus vaccine, and then behind it they will say something like free food or something like that. It's not necessarily a fact of how it's being, but that's how they want it portrayed into your mind. That's how they want your psyche to understand it. You understand what I'm saying? So by going and you know, this was like a rough. This is still rough. You know, like I said, I'm pretty new to this thing. You know, I'm learning day by day. You know, support from each other. I believe I'm a firm believer of each one teach one. You know, and also pay attention to what they're using to cloud your mind. You understand? Like Kate Garraway. She's been there from the start of this coronavirus thing. It's coming to the end of the year and she's still crying. And people are still listening to her sobs. Do you know what I'm saying? Meghan Markle talking about miscarriage. You know? On a group, what? With the J-Anons, right? We had intel on her faking bumps and thing in the Paris tunnel. You know, we snapped her in 3 shots. 1 bump on, 2nd bump is gone to the knee, 3rd bump is gone on the floor. You understand? Like, but you know, with the censorization and everything, you know, fact checkers coming out from really, I don't know where they come from, you know, because I've seen some of their faces on Reddit. Bro, that's what you call transhuman. Okay. So, yeah, just like I said, just pay attention to the numbers, the language that's being used, right? Because it's all deceptive. It's all deceptive. You know, it's being done for a reason. Do you know what I'm saying? They believe that they've called your mind. You know, that's why they've agreed to switch off Hollywood. Hollywood is a big like multi-trillion company, you know. You know, to decide to shut it off, it wasn't an easy decision. Believe you me. You understand? Like no one question nothing. Why? Because we're addicted to sport. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially here in England. You know? You like watching your football. You like watching your cricket and whatnot. Do you know what I'm saying? They didn't have to petition. Because in the House of Lords and all of them, most of them are pre-boarding kids, you know what I'm saying? Go to cricket club and golf club and all them clubs there. You know, fraternity clubs. You know, that's what they call it. You know? And then when you jump in university, you get naked, they call it, what's it again? What's the word? You vouch? Huh? What's the word? Oh, man. Anyway, we'll come back to it. Right, check this one out. When will I get the COVID vaccine? Alright. That's one thing I wanted to touch on. Right? We're gonna speak more and more on it later. Pfizer is being administered, again, the number 6. Watch it, yeah? So, 6 weeks before you get administered the Pfizer, right? From the documentaries that I've watched from before, that's the one that isolates that gene, you know, that God complex, which you can call your soul, essentially. And then after that 6 weeks now, you're supposed to get the second jab that is kept below what? Minus something degrees. Okay? And check the name now. Lucifer Reyes. You understand what I mean? Okay? Don't break it down. Break it down. Okay? What does it say? There you go. 1 + 1 make 2. You do the rest. Okay? Now I read up on the scientist, the one that found it. Apparently, he found it in a type of dragonfly beetle or something. I didn't even know them things exist. Right? But he found it in the pyramids or somewhere in the shaft, somewhere like this. You know, and he's trying to mask it as if because of his bioluminescence properties. Okay, he could have called it something else. You could have called it torchlight. You know what I'm saying? You could have called it buzzlight. You know what I mean? Anything. Why did you have to choose that name? There you go. There's a purpose to everything. Okay. From the beginning of time, they haven't been sleeping. Everything that you do against the divine will is giving celebration to the other side. You understand what I mean? I can't judge, I can't preach because I'm still battling my own demons. I'm learning every day how to deal with it. You know? And you can't do it without the Most High. You know, I sincerely believe that we're now coming to this age of revelation. You know? Whereby the old what was said in stone is being broken. You understand? And you know, I guess there's good and bad in this. You know, but it depends on how you take it. You know, and who the message is for. You understand? This is a well-known saying, man. Don't kill the message. What's it? Don't kill the messenger, but did you get the message? Something like this. You know? Yeah. Obviously, I'm gonna do this better. Alright? I'm not even gonna bother editing this one because I already put the first part. I already got the screenshot in. Okay. I already got the parts that I wanted you to see. I've got the video bits. So probably the next one now, I'm gonna try to do like an overlay of myself, like a tiny me, you know, in the screenshot, you know, while I'm talking to you, so we can interact face to face per se. Okay, and we can get in deeper into some deeper subjects. All right. So yeah, this was the first draft of the Apple News breakdown. 23rd December. In 2 days I'm 33, guys. It's my holy year. If you know anything about numbers, people out there, 33 is a big number, you know. It's a big number. But yeah. I'm just gonna carry on until the end of it. See what else I can put in. Again, the asymptomatic. You know, these words and all the like BAME, you know, BAME. You know, all these terms. No one agreed to it, you know, not on the public level. There was no public audience that agreed to any of it. It just happened overnight. You know, the crazy thing about this is, again, these deals are done behind closed doors at the witching hour after 3 o'clock. Or at 3 o'clock. You know. But, you know, I believe the house is coming. The house is crashing down. And then what we're seeing now is the backlash of it. You know, they're not going quiet. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, revolution started from I think early on this year. You know, I've seen the real collective effort. You know, what you need to understand is from the other side as well, it's a collective effort. You know, that's why all the nations of the 188, the UN that signed the contract, that's how come they're the only ones that are affected with the virus. You know, you understand? You go to some places in Africa, everyone is still on the beach and still drinking their beers, eating gari. You know, everything is fine, cool. You know, just like they killed the story of was it Zimbabwe or Tanzania? Tanzania president, you know. Sending camels and bananas and pineapples and just to prove a point. You know, they killed this story too. You know, that's what you need to understand. Is if you carry on listening to this shit that they calling news now, you're digging yourself a hole. Because their whole agenda is just to keep you into confusion so they can carry on their dirty work in the background. Alright? So hopefully with this, you know, you can see that I'm trying to do good. And, you know, just support your boy, man. Just support your boy. As you can see, I ain't put no PayPal account or nothing. I ain't greedy like that, you know. Let me reach the masses first. If I see, then, you know, if it's in his plans, then it will happen automatically. That's the way I see it. You know what I mean?